It is officially championship week. I'm so excited I could jump out of this booth, guys. I'm not even kidding you. The first round of state championship games are being played this weekend, and big school championships will be next weekend up in Fort Collins. But first things first, we got to take stock in the fact that this is Road to State, sponsored by Raising Cane's. We're here at Wheat Ridge tonight, 3609 Wadsworth, with Team Jeffco in the house. A little slight round of applause. Thank you so much. Golf clap. Yeah, we don't want to overwhelm the mic.
No, not yet.
We're going to be chatting with Dakota Ridge, Ralston Valley, as they prepare for their semifinal games. And we got me, Ashley Giovanna, Dan Mohrmann, Doug Ottewill, and of course, the Jeffco whisperer himself, Dennis Pleuss. I'm so sorry.
No problem.
Dan Mohrmann led me wrong.
No
the
problem.
most botched.
We only need to know how to. We only
need
need to know how to spell it. That's us writers.
That's right.
Oh man,
That's right.
killing me with the pronunciation. But that's fine. That's fine. We have a lot of football to talk about tonight. But first things first, tailgating made easy. Just a few clicks away. Order online at raisingcanes.com or on the Canes app. Bring the flavor to your game day lineup. Load it up on hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle fries, buttery Texas toast, and that iconic, guys, my favorite, Canes sauce. Don't forget the jug of lemonade or sweet tea, personally, to keep your crew refreshed. Make it easy for your team captain and load up on a gift card. Browse the digital gift card options at raisingcanes.com. Game day the easy way. Game day the Canes way. Raising Canes chicken fingers. One love, guys.
One love.
One love. We
love
Canes.
being here at Raising Canes. This has been so much fun the last few weeks. So
we're not done.
And we're not done.
We are so not done. Some would say we're kind of in the middle still.
We're like, just a little past the halfway point of playoff season.
Yeah, just a little bit. I think we're a little bit further, but you know what? Here we go. Let's dive right into it. I want to talk so much football, but let's start with the things we saw for the weekend. I want everybody to tell me what was something that you noticed, a game that really stood out to you, a team that stood out, a player. Give it to me all.
I'm going to let Doug start because he was all over the place texting me about a ton of games this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I think you got to start with the Valor Christian Legend game. I mean, it was in a lot of ways the game of the year, just the way that it unfolded. I mean, it was a battle of a couple heavyweights, and, you know, rather than playing for the tie and going to overtime, Legend decided to try to win it on the last play, no time on the clock. Valor Christian defense came up huge, made a big play. But you got to see the stars be stars in that one. I mean, DJ Bordeaux was amazing. And they just came up short. But I stand by it so far in terms of the games that we've talked about all season. Game of the year for me.
How about Team Jeffco over here?
Yeah, I hadn't seen Dakota Ridge in a couple of weeks because they've been dominating everybody, and obviously I can only get to so many games. But I was at Dakota Ridge. It was the only Friday night game. Everybody else went on Saturday. So just to see them just dominant style. I mean, you never know with teams coming into playoffs, and sometimes they change it up and they go, we're just going to give it to our all-stars and we're going to get them the ball. But they showed how diverse they are. I mean, 4 different guys got touchdowns. Carlsbeck was awesome. First quarter, I mean, first drive, he gets 5 carries, and then he got 1 carry the rest of the half because it was like, okay, we got to save him. Plus, he's playing middle linebacker, so Landon didn't get overworked, and they just dominated and get it to a running clock. This Dakota team is just been so dominant this year. It was just fun to see them and get them into the semis, and hopefully they can get over that hump and get into the championship game next week.
And we're going to hear more from them here in a little bit.
I was going to say, we're going to dive deep into that. I want to hear all about. They are in the house. They're getting their chicken nuggets. We got to make sure these boys are fed because they got a big game coming up this weekend. Dan, game that stood out for you this weekend?
You know, I actually went east. I jumped on Highway 24, went east to the Eastern Plains, to Titletown, Colorado, Lyman, Colorado, and Titletown is title game bound. That's been my line of the week. Lyman looks like a team that missed out on winning its 23rd title last year and has no plans of letting that slip away from them twice. The Badgers look great. They are up against the only team that's beaten them this year in Buena Vista.
Yes.
Fantastic rematch. It's a game that Doug and I have been saying all playoffs that we wanted to see again, and we get to see that again on Saturday. And Ashley, you and I will be in the house. We'll be broadcasting live pregame. We'll be talking with the winning coach, the most outstanding player of that game. If you're gonna ask me point blank who's it gonna be, it's really, really tough for me to pick against those Lyman Badgers, especially considering the rushing performance, 400 yards. They had one pass attempt. It was a shovel pass on a fake punt. And Mike O'Dwyer was not happy that they called a pass.
All right. Well, save your pick for the end of the show because we're definitely
going to
do
it all.
We're going to do it all. We're going to do it all today. But I couldn't agree more with that Legend Valor game stood out to me. And also, it's been one of the closest games we've seen all playoffs. The top seeded teams are dominating. So this weekend is going to be really telling because there's going to be a lot of undefeated teams that are going to go home with their first loss of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a big one for me. Now let's talk state championship in Pueblo. I love Pueblo. It's a football town through and through. Tell me, what do you think it means to have these state championship games for small schools in Pueblo at the Thunderbolt, which we're so excited. We didn't know until that finally came to fruition and came out that was going to be, in fact, that's where the games were played.
We knew they were going to be in Pueblo. We just didn't know it was going to be the Thunderbolt Stadium.
Yes.
On account of CSU Pueblo's loss, which as Colorado sports people were bummed about. We love seeing the Thunderwolves make a playoff run.
How politically correct of you.
But
I'm not gonna lie, I'm advocating for these high school kids and they deserve to play on the biggest stage possible. Bummed, but so stoked for these kids.
The outcome that is best for the high school kids is the one that we got. So they get to be in the house at the Thunderbolt Stadium, and it's great. It's John Sullivan. I talked to John Sullivan, Chaska assistant commissioner, yesterday, and he tells me that he gets a few complaints about the small school games not being at home sites. And the counter to that is you need to see how these players react when they go through the press luncheon yesterday and when they take that field, because it is an experience that they don't get in the regular season. The point of those games being at a place like the Thunderbolt is it's something new and fresh to them, and it's special.
And I agree that with Ashley that it's the bright lights, it's the experience, like you said, running through the tunnel, all those things. But especially at the lower levels of high school football, it's the most fair way to conduct a championship game, because the travel in those classifications more often than not is significant. So having a home field is a real home field advantage. You know, you happen to get a couple Denver Metro teams in a bigger classification championship. If they were to have a home site, the travel wouldn't be as big of an issue. But in the small schools, being able to play at a neutral field, and yeah, maybe somebody travels a little farther than somebody else, but at least it's neutral.
Sure.
So I think it's the most fair way to do it.
Dennis, I know your schools aren't going to be there in Pueblo this weekend, but you understand how important it is for these kids.
Yeah, it is, and I think it's a great experience. I mean, I covered games where you had them at home sites. I mean, we had state championship games at Jeffco Stadium, but then when they moved them around to neutral sites, when they played at Mile High a little bit, and obviously them moving it to Fort Collins, I think it's great. And even for the smaller schools to be able to do that, I think it's great to have it at one neutral site. And being a media guy, I love to see so much media just all go to one site and have that opportunity instead of breaking it all up and everything like that. So I think you get more attention media wise when you have it at one spot and they're playing 2 and then 3 right in the day, in one day.
And a weekend like this always makes me wonder, is there a way that we could push the small school games back a weekend and try and get those games all in one spot, all over the course of 3 days? It's very
Listen, you know where I stand on this, Dan. You know where I stand on this.
You're a Texas girl.
I am a Texas girl, but I've also covered a lot of high schools in a lot of other states. And I think that to give everybody the same experience from 6-man all the way up to 5A is what these kids deserve. We'll cross that bridge another time, okay? And nobody move. Nobody move, because when we come back, the Ralston Valley Mustangs will be here to talk about their blowout win over Mullen. More importantly, their semifinals matchup with Mountain Vista. Next. Don't go anywhere.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on, savor the day.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
The benefit. The Benefits Broker team of agents has over 100 years in employee benefits and individual health care needs and is your 24/7 resource for a variety of essential benefits-related information. Clients have enjoyed the ability to connect in person or by phone, while others enjoy the convenience of their online service where they can review the status of their claims, obtain summaries, and download forms including claim forms. Dave and Steve do their homework so you don't have to. They know the market by distinguishing the best products from the merely adequate. Give them a call at 877-545-4840 or visit them online at benefitsbroker.com.
It's all right. We're all good.
Whoever said work smarter, not harder, didn't realize you could do both.
All right, guys, welcome back to Raising Canes here in Wheat Ridge. That's 3609 Wadsworth, and I'm here with the Ralston Valley Mustangs. Hey, guys, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
All right, I got Austin, I got Ethan, and I got Coach Giovanna. Now let's talk about, you are fresh off a semifinals win, and now we're just one win to go to get to Canvas Stadium. How are you guys feeling today?
Feeling good.
Yeah.
Feeling confident. I mean, we're just trying to take one game at a time. That's been the mentality all year. I'm not looking ahead to any of the games, so it's been working. So
Well, not too far ahead. We've still got to look ahead to this weekend, right?
Yes.
Okay, so how are we feeling as we're coming off a semifinals win? What did we learn from last weekend that you guys are going to go, okay, we need to tweak this, or we need to make sure that we can replicate this at our highest ability to get another W?
Just physicality. I thought we were really physical last game, and tough. And I think if we can repeat that, then we'll have success on Saturday and just throughout the rest of the year.
Yeah, I think like Zeke said, coming out fast and physical and efficient.
Now, I think that's super important. Now, how fun of the idea would it be to turn Canvas Stadium into Jeffco North?
And it would be pretty cool.
That'd be pretty dope, right?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty sick. Okay, Ethan, this question's for you. I want to know what it's like playing with Zeke, who is more of a versatile quarterback.
Can I add something?
Yeah,
Because
go
I think
ahead.
you had the names wrong.
Did I?
So that's Ethan,
Yes.
Ethan,
Shirazi, and then this is Zeke.
that is Zeke.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
Austin was
No
scared
worries.
to talk.
I am so sorry. Well, I'll make sure. As long as he ate, that's fine. That's totally my fault. I'm sorry.
no worries.
Now I want to talk to you, Zeke, about being more of a versatile quarterback compared to the other three quarterbacks here in 5A. Do you feel like that's an advantage moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think my legs are a weapon, and I mean that helps us a lot. But then also just my receivers, like that's where the money is made. Really, is with those guys making plays on the outside.
Ethan, how do you feel about that?
You know, it's just such a blessing to have Zeke as a quarterback. He's a true leader on and off the field, and you know, he doesn't fold under pressure, and just having him as a quarterback is truly a blessing. So,
Coach, what is one of the most rewarding things that you've seen from this team so far this season?
How much they care about each other. They truly love each other. They play hard for each other. We're undersized. I mean, it's not a secret that we're usually never the biggest team out there, but they are disciplined. They do their job, and they care about each other. They don't care who gets the credit. They just want to win, and they've been finding a way to do that. Super proud of them.
Now, how key is it going to be to have all these playmakers you have on this team to beat Mountain Vista this weekend?
I mean, that's super important. They have a lot of playmakers too, and we know that. So it's going to come down to just who's the better team, honestly. And I feel like that's what we're really good at, is just being brotherhood, and we're a big family. And yeah, we just enjoy being around each other.
Well, and with Mountain Vista's playmakers, everyone talks about the playmakers. We talk about the offensive line and defensive line. That's where the game is won. So we're really excited about how those boys are playing.
Now, Ethan, what would a state championship mean to this roster and this community this year?
yeah, I mean, it wouldn't mean the world. Obviously, RV hasn't made the state championship ever. So we're not really looking ahead to that game. We have to get there by winning this week. And Coach is preaching all week that we just have to win the day. And we can't win the game on Saturday. It starts every single day. It starts on Monday, Tuesday, watching film, doing all the little things right to be successful. And that's really where it's won.
I think that's super important. Now, guys, this one's for you specifically. What has Coach Yano given you guys that has enabled you to really step up the game and be successful this season?
I mean, just confidence is huge. Like, we know he believes in us. Everything he does, he gives us the confidence to just go out there and be who we are. I mean, I know before every game personally, he just tells me, be who you are, just do what you do. And that gives me a lot of confidence just to go out there and play. So that's huge for us.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're not perfect. We're all going to make mistakes, but Coach does a great job of kind of picking us up. Obviously, we're still high schoolers and we're still going to make mistakes, but he just does a really good job of making us feel as one in a family and just not looking at the individual side of things and making everything a team. So
now, this question's for all of you. Who on the team could eat the most Canes boxes?
Jason.
I'm going to say Trey.
I was going to say Trey. I was going to say Trey.
Listen, if we had the whole team here, they'd be out of chicken fingers, to be honest, and Texas toast and crinkle fries. Okay, thank you guys so much for stopping by tonight. We really appreciate it. Good luck this weekend.
Awesome.
And I hope to see you at Canvas Stadium next Saturday.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes, definitely. Don't go anywhere. We got Dakota Ridge coming up next after the break here at Raising Canes in Wheat Ridge.
All right.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on. Savor the day.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
This is Tim Anderson of Gordon Insurance, and we are proud to support all of our area athletes. With offices in Lyman, Callahan, Flagler, Sterling, and Kit Carson, we offer all types of insurance, including home, auto, commercial, farm, crop, life, bonds, and workman's compensation. We are independent and thus can offer you multiple choices of companies, not just one. Call or visit the office near you, and one of our agents can take care of you. See all of our contact information by going to www.gordonins.com or call me at 719-740-1361.
When I go to court, these aren't my clients, these are my friends. These are people that I believe in. And they have one shot, just one shot for justice. If they've come to me and we've gotten to trial, their life has been turned upside down in some awful way. And I am their only hope. I need to be their champion, to quote Prince Oberyn from Game of Thrones. They need someone in this trial by combat that can fight for them. I'm all they have. So if I haven't put the time in, if I haven't trained, if I haven't humbly looked in the mirror and thought about ways I can be better, and I don't present my best self in court, then I failed them. And that's what motivates me as a trial lawyer, because when this is over, that client goes home. And if I haven't done my best for him, I haven't been his champion, then I failed.
All right, guys, welcome back to Raising Canes in Wheat Ridge at 3609 Wadsworth. I am joined by the Dakota Ridge Eagles. But first and foremost, we got to talk about these cute plushies that I'm going to tell you all about right now. We got 3 special plushies from the Christmas Story Moments available already through December 31st online. If you want one, $10.99. They're super cute. I love a Christmas story. Do you guys like a Christmas story?
What do you guys think?
Absolutely.
Babe, and say yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you do.
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
yeah. You're gonna pay $10.99? Yes, you are. Everyone's getting plushies today. We got the Ralphie cane. We got the Froggy Lake cane. We got a lot of cute little plushies for you to buy from Raising Canes. All right, let's get back to the football because that's what really matters. How are you guys doing today?
Doing great. How are you?
Did everybody get a lot of chicken?
Yes.
We're getting there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody's bellies are full?
Yep.
So we can talk football? Okay. Now, you guys are coming off a win over Pueblo West. How are you feeling after last weekend?
Yeah. So, our guys, our team's just been playing super consistent. And so that's our goal is to go 1-0 every week and get better every week. And I really do think they've been doing that. So I feel really good after it. So.
Yeah, I feel really confident in our team. We've been playing really good team football. We've been playing to our identity. So I'm really happy coming out of that game and just excited to play more football. Absolutely. I agree with what they said. They took my word. So.
Okay. Okay. Now, we're looking at last year's semifinals. Going in as the 1 seed, how does it feel to have similar pressure going into this year, Coach?
I think that's kind of one of the cool things about bringing so many players back. We obviously graduated some incredible players last year. but a big part of our core was a part of that team. And I think when we just see the consistency and the confidence, a lot of it comes from being in that type of pressure cooker moment. And it didn't go our way, and they all know they survived. And so they're not afraid to get back in there and see if we can do it better this time.
Kellen, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think truly I believe pressure is a privilege, right? Being able to be in these situations is just awesome. I'm really privileged to be able to have that opportunity. I know last year it didn't end up how we wanted it to, and I know our seniors, then juniors, really took that to heart. Like that was we wrote that score up on our whiteboard for the entire summer, and so we're ready.
And did you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like it's definitely a blessing to be able to play in another semifinal game. And yeah, like Coach B said, last semifinals game probably went as worst as it could have gone. So like taking that that feeling has kind of pushed us through the off season, through the summer, and yeah, we're just blessed to be back and play a good Heritage team this Saturday. So.
Now, I know there's a lot of pressure when you're facing a team for the second time, but what did we learn from the first time and the first win that you guys had over Heritage this season?
Yeah, so, for us, we were just sort of getting our feet underneath us. So one of our best players is an offensive lineman for us, Jace Winchester, who had not played really the entire season up to that point. And so we had a bunch of guys playing out of position on the line, a couple of young guys who really were stepped up and played really well for us, but that Heritage game was one of the first times we sort of had all of our pieces back. And, so sometimes that takes a little bit of time. And we were going through that struggle right then. And I think what we've learned is that we're a lot better up front right now than we were that week. And so we're excited to see it.
Kellen, how do you feel about being a leader on this offense and knowing that there's been a lot of growth from that first Heritage game to this week going into the semifinals?
Yeah, it's awesome. From my perspective and everything that I've seen, it's an awesome feeling knowing like how many threats we have, how much trust I can have in my own line. Like these are guys that I would fight for, and it's awesome that we get to keep doing this. And going in like this next time we play Heritage, I know I trust my guys and I know we're gonna get the job done.
Landon, how do you feel?
I feel great. Yeah, I think that first drive they came out and they punched us in the mouth, which was definitely needed because up to that point, I don't know if we really experienced that. And, they got a good running back. They got a good, pretty good quarterback. So we just got a game plan similar to how we did. And yeah, I'm feeling good. Team's been getting better every week. So,
Kellen, how special has it been able to have this season with your dad?
It's awesome. So ever since I was a little kid, right, he's been here for 20 plus years. And so every single day after my school, or even when I was even littler before school, I'd always come up to their practices and watch their practices, talk to their players, and build fort pads, like stuff like that. Just be able. I've been around this community for a long time, and so being able to finally it's like just a full circle moment to be able to finally play with him and play under him. So it's really awesome. It's a cool relationship.
Coach, how do you feel about not just having your son in this position as a senior, but also having this great group of seniors right now?
Yeah, so, kind of the cool thing, these two guys sitting next to each other, Landon's mom was Kellen's kindergarten teacher. And so I've known Landon since he was, 4 or 5 years old. And out of the 26 seniors, I would say, 15 to 18 of them are kids that I've known since they were probably 8 years old or younger. And so to see those guys develop into the leaders they are, probably my favorite thing is they're probably as talented of a football crew as we've ever had, but they're just incredible kids. They're great students. They're awesome in the community. Their parents are awesome people. And so I think being able to just watch them grow up over the last decade has been an absolute blessing. And, you're kind of sad when things like that come to an end, but I know that it's a group of people that are going to change the world. And so I'm glad that I just got to have them for as long as I did.
You know what? I don't care what anybody says. I think having that type of tight-knit emotional bond creates great teams. So I wish you guys nothing but luck this weekend against Heritage. I hope to see you at Canvas Stadium, but we have to end on the most important question. And this is for everybody. How many Caniac combos do we think Jace can eat at one time?
Jace? I'm going to say 3.
3?
I think he can.
You think that's it? Okay.
Nah, he knocked down.
He's over there.
He can eat 5. He can eat 5.
Maybe we can ask him.
He's watching.
Jace, how many Caniac combos can you eat at one time?
If the bread's
10.
included,
I've been told 10.
Jack,
Well,
Jack
there you
offered
go.
all
If he didn't eat
60.
for the last couple hours, then probably 10.
A couple
60, yeah.
hours. Oh my
20
God.
pieces of toast.
Man, listen, a Canes could go out of business if a couple of O lines came in at one time. Good
Absolutely.
Lord.
Absolutely.
Good luck this weekend, you guys.
Appreciate
I
it.
wish you all the best, and I hope to see you at Canvas Stadium. Okay,
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back at Raising Canes in Wheat Ridge to wrap things up.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on. Savor the day.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
There are those who say the modern world has made us lose touch with places like this. We say, that depends on what you're driving.
When I go to court, these aren't my clients, these are my friends. These are people that I believe in. And they have one shot, just one shot for justice. If they've come to me and we've gotten to trial, their life has been turned upside down in some awful way. And I am their only hope. I need to be their champion, to quote Prince Oberyn from Game of Thrones. They need someone in this trial by combat that can fight for them. I'm all they have. So if I haven't put the time in, if I haven't trained, if I haven't humbly looked in the mirror and thought about ways I can be better, and I don't present my best self in court, then I failed them. And that's what motivates me as a trial lawyer, because when this is over, that client goes home. And if I haven't done my best for him, if I haven't been his champion, then I've failed.
All right, welcome back. This is the Road to State, sponsored by Raising Canes. We're here in Wheat Ridge. I got my crew back, and we're going to talk picks for this weekend. We got semifinals and championships to discuss, but let's start with the first championship coming up on Friday. We got 6-man, Idalia and Stratton. Number 1 versus number 2. One's undefeated, one's not. Who does everybody have?
You know, the last time they played, I want to say it was about a 42 or 48 point difference between the two of them, with Idalia getting the win. Idalia 48, 80 to 32 then would have been that final. If Idalia scores, I'm not going to say however many points. Credit to Kevin Schaefer for this information. Idalia has a chance to break the all-time single-season scoring record for a high school football team in Colorado this weekend. So
they might break a basketball record.
they might break a basketball record. That's what you get in the 6-man level.
Yeah.
The team that has the record right now, Stratton. So they would have to beat the Eagles.
Double win.
So
Wow.
you know, I'm gonna divert us real quick, because I had a chance to catch up with Idalia coach Toby Kechter yesterday down at the press luncheon, and talked about having to face the same team twice and a team that plays in the state championship as regularly as Stratton does. He just had a quick little nugget to add.
I don't know that it does. I mean, for our kids it does, because beating Stratton for the first time in our program since I've been there 5 years, that's a big deal. So believe that we can, and we know that we can. I think it's a big deal, but that game really don't matter now. They've been down here, they've done that, so it's gonna be a challenge. It's gonna be a lot.
That said, I'm going with Idalia.
I have to second that. Gabe Kechter is a workhorse, Idalia. Here you go, Dennis.
Ditto.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Idalia, and I said it yesterday on the weekly show. They pitch shutouts, which I think is an incredible feat in any 6-man game, because the game's so wide open. Stopping somebody from scoring at all tells me they've got one heck of a defense, and I think that carries into a state championship.
Mm-hmm.
Could not agree more. Let's jump into 8-men, who will be playing at 5 p.m. at the Thunder Bowl Friday night for their championship. Number 1, Akron versus number 2, Hexton. Who does everybody have?
It's another rematch, and Akron got game 1 in the regular season. It was a league game win. It was a big win. There's a lot to be said for championship experience, and I know we're not going that. I didn't go that way in the first game, but I think that game's so much more evenly matched that when you have that championship experience playing in, I think Haxton wins the rematch. I think the Fighting Bulldogs repeat as state champions.
I go back and forth on this one a lot, but I believe I said Akron, and I like the fact that they have a balanced attack. This one really could go either way, though.
I'm going to say Akron. I'm going to go with the 1 seed. They beat them once before. I think they'll do it again.
I think Axon's going for the repeat and the upset since they did lose earlier this season. I think they got a little fire.
It was only a 4-point game,
Yeah.
and I think it was
28-24.
28-24. Yeah.
Was it at Akron? I can't remember who was the home team in that one, but if it was a home
field, that neutral field equalizer, you're going with, huh? Okay.
Let's go to the Thunder Bowl and find out Friday night at 5 p.m. All right, number 1, Buena Vista and Lyman. Who's everybody have?
Badgers. Badgers get 23.
I'd say Lyman, yes.
Yeah, I think it's really, really hard to beat any team twice, but if that team's Lyman, I think it's incredibly hard. So I'm going to go with Lyman as well.
I'm going to go with Buena Vista. We'll see what happens.
So what could play into that for you? And I'll get a text message and he'll give me grief if I don't mention this.
Okay.
Former Buena Vista athletic director Adam Bright was the athletic director at Durango, left to go work for CHSA. When the Durango Demons, made it to the 3A state championship game in 2020, they won. Adam had left, I think it was 3 years or 2 years prior. Now the Buena Vista Demons.
These are the nuggets you come for.
That's right. Now the Buena Vista Demons, and Adam left 2 years ago, are in the 1A state title game. Adam thinks that the Buena Vista Demons are going to get it, so he'll side with you. That's the one little nugget. If we believe in superstitions,
Okay.
which Dennis, I don't know if Dennis does.
That was a very elaborate superstition. I'm going based solely on feelings and vibes, which I think Gen Z would completely support on this. So
I got a smile out of one random dude in Texas, so that's a win.
Perfect. Okay, let's talk 2A. Number 4, Elizabeth versus number 2, Wellington. Who you got?
I'm going with Wellington. I said it earlier this week. I think they won the 2A state title when TCA was ruled down by contact in last year's state championship game. I think that was the play that did it. They took care of business last week. They got their revenge over TCA. They're going to get refocused. Wellington rolls.
I agree. I'm going to go Wellington on that one. I've heard some good things. I haven't seen them play live, but I've had some people who've just been talking about how they're just outstanding.
I'd rather tackle the brick wall over there than Tanner Gray.
I have sat next to Dan Mohrmann at the Colorado Preps Weekly Show since the beginning of football season, and he has been talking about how good Wellington was from week 0. So I have no reason to believe that they can't win this game. I'm just brainwashed by Dan Mohrmann's ways for weeks now, so I can't see anything else.
Jermaine Stafford would tell you that's a terrible way to go.
It's okay.
For other reasons, I too am picking Wellington for this. I think the fire after upsetting TCA yesterday or last week, not necessarily upsetting, but like getting that revenge back, they got their fire. They're ready to take it all the way this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's important. Now let's talk about games that we're looking forward to. I think Dennis might have a couple of biases on the bench,
maybe 3.
but we'd like to hear from all 3. And then where are you guys looking forward to this weekend in the semis?
Yeah, I can start here. I'm the Ralston Valley game, Ralston Valley Mountain Vista. I'll be there 3:00 NAC. It'll be the second game of a doubleheader. I think that's going to be great. Get 2 undefeated teams. Obviously, they haven't seen each other this year. Ralston trying to get over that hump. They have never made a state championship game.
Neither is Mountain Vista.
I know. So somebody's getting over the hump. It's going to be the Mustangs getting over the hump.
I love it.
Yeah, that's a great game. I think for me, and I wouldn't have said this a couple weeks ago, but watching Cherry Creek and Valor has gained significant interest because not only did Valor pull off a miraculous win, but Cherry Creek for the first time all season looked, I don't want to say beatable because they obviously won in what was it, a couple touchdowns, but there were times in that game when Fairview looked like they had a chance. And I think, Valor's watching that and seeing the film this week and going, okay, here's how this is possible. So I think that game sets up really, really well and is more interesting now than it would have been a couple weeks ago.
Well, and Jackson Roper won't be playing. Jackson Roper is out, so that offensive line takes a big hit.
That's a huge loss.
That's a huge loss. And from what I've kind of
doesn't have a lot of depth. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, that's the problem, right? You're probably replacing, and Jermaine said it yesterday. Your second line.
Calling them out. He's calling them out.
Your second line guy at Cherry Creek is probably starting at every other team in the state. So But there is a lot to be said for being thrust into a moment when you haven't played a lot this season, especially in a high pressure situation like a state semifinal game. The other inkling that we're getting is that Jaden Fox is not entirely healthy. I expect him to play, but I don't know. But it sounds like he's a little banged up. But we saw what happened with that last year when he
two-headed monster.
Yeah, Elijah Cromwell can come in and really pick up that slack. I think Mike Sanford is going to try and make Brady Vodica beat them and take away the running game. And if Titus Ewert can go throw for a few more touchdowns, and turn that game into a shootout, that might give Valor a shot. So that's a good one. For me, I actually like that Montrose Palmer Ridge game. Big, tough, and physical meets big, tough, and physical. And that game might last all of 90 minutes because both teams are just going to run the ball time and time and time again. And I think Montrose returns to Fort Collins next week because of it. I think they ride Elijah Womack and Chase Meehan, and they beat Palmer Ridge.
You know what? We had the circle around the same game. I was very interested to see that Montrose hasn't really been tested yet. And so Palmer Ridge is going to be their first real test.
I think you're
right.
right.
I think it's going to be interesting. I think they have the edge, but I don't think it's going to be completely easy for them. And everything else has been very easy for them thus far.
And saying that's tough because, they had Pueblo West.
Yeah.
Who was a quarterfinal team that Dakota Ridge dispatched up very easily. So, and that was
so did Pomona. By the way.
Yeah.
So,
so then, how high? Wait. Oh, if you couldn't understand those mumbles, Dennis and I just had a moment. All right, guys, we got a lot of great football coming up this weekend. We're not done yet with the Road to State, sponsored by Raising Cane's. We will be at the Thunderbolt on Saturday. Everybody's going to be there. You should be there. And if not, you should tune in right here. We'll have all your coverage of the small school championships. And we'll also be previewing those 3, 4, and 5A championships as much as we can and keep you up to date on those semifinal games as well. Don't go anywhere. Thank you so much for everything tonight. Dan, you have something to add?
We're going to go to Fort Collins next week.
Oh, we'll be in Fort Collins next week.
Raising Cane's Fort Collins.
Raising Cane's Fort Collins a week from today.
Yes.
Following, now it's a little bit of a schedule audible because it'll be more of a lunchtime show following the press conferences at Canvas Stadium.
Oh my God, we love a lunchtime show.
That's right. It's going to be a blast. We're going to try and get some teams that we haven't been able to reach. So whether, let's say it's a Montrose, let's say it's a Windsor. Pomona's been on the Colorado Prep Show with Coach Johnson, but if they're up there, maybe we'll convince them to come swing by, have some lunch, and get on the program. I feel like the SID for the district can help make things like that happen.
Try to pull some strings.
That's right.
Pull your weight around, Dennis.
And then
there's definitely a lot of that.
We're just still waiting for Ralston Valley issued gear. That's what we really need.
That's right.
That's for you.
We need some. I like those Dakota Ridge hoodies too.
Yeah.
Those Dakota Ridge hoodies look solid.
We'll work on it. The men have spoken. They want to represent all the schools across Colorado. So if you have issued gear, get in touch with us. We'll work something out.
Wear it.
But until then, good luck to all the schools playing this weekend, and we can't wait to see you in Pueblo. And then we will be right back at Raising Cane's next Tuesday.
And then Canvas Stadium.
On Saturday.
December 6th. Yeah.
For the big school championships.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have a great night, and we'll see you next week.